Westchester County Executive Rob Astorino held a news conference today to provide an update on the housing settlement with the federal government. Astorino announced that the county has met its deadline for meeting several conditions set by the end of this year. FIOS 1's ARIANA LUBELLI has more.
Westchester County Executive Rob Astorino announcing that the county has surpassed the standards in the 2009 affordable housing settlement. With the December 31st deadline just around the corner, Astorino says that the county now has funding and building permits in place for more than the expected 750 units of affordable housing across the county.
Whether this settlement was in place or not, we were always going to build affordable housing, just not one with the threat of a federal government over our head.
The deal stemming from allegations of discrimination by the Anti-Discrimination Center in a 2009 lawsuit.
The hair on the back of my neck would stand up when anybody accused our county of being racist or bigots or discriminatory, because the Westchester that I know, it's nothing like that.
Astorino says there are two aspects holding them back from completing this deal. The first one is the analysis of impediments. 8 versions of the AI have been submitted, each one including thousands of documents, all rejected by HUD.
The issue with the AIs was that HUD wanted us to reach a conclusion that was just not warranted by the evidence. We found no evidence, none, that our zoning was exclusionary on the basis of race.
A 9th submission is being handled by the independent consultant agreed upon by the county and HUD. As part of the settlement, the county is also tasked with enhancing marketing and outreach efforts throughout the communities. A consultant has now been hired to start a One Community program to promote diversity and affordable housing. And the new AI is expected to come back within a few weeks. Once received, both the county and HUD will review it and then decide if they agree on this 9th version of the report. Reporting from White Plains for Richard French Live, ARIANA LUBELLI.
All right, so just so everybody at home knows, Bill works as a political consultant for Rob Astorino in sort of perpetuity, not a part of the administration, but still works for him. And he and I have debated this topic many times on Newsbreakers, our show on FIOS 1 Hudson Valley. The county, Westchester, has built the units. They've built the 750 units. They've gone above and beyond building 790 units. Kudos to the Astorino administration and to them, to the county. But there are still zoning issues. There are still these articles of impediment. And the way that Astorino has kicked and screamed with HUD the entire way through has even gotten him criticized by the judge in this case, saying that his comments have undermined the spirit of this agreement. And part of this, in doing so, have hindered advancing affordable housing in the county.
Yeah, and this was a settlement that Astorino inherited from the previous county executive, Andy Spano. And when the settlement was signed during the 2009 campaign by County Executive Spano, and Astorino, then candidate Astorino, said, whoa, don't do it, don't do it.
Well, though, but he said he would abide by it when he was running in that campaign.
Of course, but the settlement, some of the language was ambiguous, which I think from the beginning was a problem. Where they said at least 750 units at a cost of at least 51 million. There were things that could have been worded better. The sense that we got, and I say we as not being part of the administration, but in the Astorino camp, was that the federal government wanted to make an example of Westchester County from the beginning, and that they were pushing in their own language beyond the 4 corners of the settlement, always pushing for more. And the target was the zoning of municipalities within Westchester County.
Although part of the agreement is that the county would do whatever means necessary to get the changes in that local zone.
And that was a major point of contention, the suggestion being that the county would ultimately might have to sue its own municipalities to change zoning laws.
We only have about a minute left, but the one part of this that I've never understood, all the pushback against HUD, HUD bad, HUD evil, HUD social engineering, there's a judge. There's a federal judge in this case who, with the exception of one line in one document, has never sided with Westchester. And the county has never gotten the judge to say, no, HUD is overreaching in all this, despite all of the claims that they have.
But also at one point we went to an appellate court judge that sided with Westchester, saying that there were no impediments to housing that were racially based.
But that nothing that HUD had requested was going too far in all this, and that Westchester had dragged its heels throughout this entire process. They'll get the result in the end, but the county looks terrible for the way it's being handled.
I think the county stuck to its guns under Astorino, and the essential question, you could disagree with it or not, is whether, Westchester, some communities in Westchester are very expensive. That doesn't make them racially exclusionary. HUD said that quarter-acre zoning could be considered racially exclusionary. That's ridiculous.
I got to leave it there, but we will continue this conversation probably this weekend on Newsbreakers. Bill, thank you. Up next, our Hudson Valley headline.